Sewing Thursday, and we are going to step it up with a jean zip. So a jean zip is not very hard to do. We're going to do the basics here, and also if you bought one of my patterns for the skinny jeans, then obviously this is one where you can do it. Most jeans close the man's way, and it doesn't really matter which way around you put your zip in, right? So don't get hung up about this. But in my little example, I'm going to show you how to put it in like a ladylike one, which closes right over left. So some of you know already that I used to be a school teacher, and I made this little zip up file for my students so that they could refer to it and put their own zips in. And for this I had this super duper little file, and inside here the little pattern pieces you needed to practice your little zip, and then I would take them through step by step, which is exactly what we are going to do. This one is going to be digitized for you in a minute after I finish this lesson, so you will be able to download this from my website and then you can practice yourself. So we want to start at the very beginning because it's a very good place to start, and to make this jean zip here you need your trouser fronts twice. You need a longer and a shorter insert, but you can make them both the same length. It doesn't really matter too much. And we've got them right here. So, and see, some of my students pressed in all these little hearts. They must be a bit bored there. And one of them here is going to be overlocked around the edge. That's the shorter one. And the other one we're going to fold over and we are going to stitch across there. Now the first step you're going to do, let's move one over. So you need to close from here to there. So the first step is to overlock here. And then we've got the two bits here. Let's get them back out so you can see what I mean. You've got the shorter and the longer one, and this one was the one we overlocked. So this one is actually the longer bit. You stitch across here and then you turn it so that you've got your clean edge here and it's all inside, and that's the first little insert we need. The next step is to take the other one, which is the shorter one, which is so neatly cut up with the little hearts here. That's that one, and we fold it over like so, and we simply overlock the edge. And then we're going to close it to the point that the zip is going to go in. Then we're going to place the shorter insert on the left hand side here, and we're going to sew it in. So this would look like that. You're starting at the very end, you put your insert where your stitching stops and you sew it in with a 1 centimeter seam allowance. Then we're going to understitch in a way. You know how that works already if you've watched some of my videos. You fold your seam allowance towards your insert, and then you're just going to top stitch this all the way up. And that creates the one side. Our next step is to then simply turn this in. See, I've folded it over, it's sewn, fold it over, turn it in, and then moving this out of the way, we're going to top stitch this. Of course you do that from the outside. Now I'm going to put in the little zip. So take your zip, fold in just a little bit so that this actually comes in a little bit more. So when your zip is closed, it's not going to be visible at all, yeah? So that it lies over and really covers. That's what you want to do. So we're going to pin this in and then we can top stitch it. There we go. I've top stitched this in all the way down. I'm actually using a thicker thread here that sometimes is done. Right, now we're going to start. You place this over this part here, and then literally wherever that is, I'm going to stitch it in. At this point here, I'm going to pin this in, and then I can top stitch it just through here. It doesn't really matter which side you top stitch it on. Most people do it from that side. I certainly did. You can see it because the nice thick thread is on that side, and you stitch it in. This is totally loose still. That's the key. So now we've got our zip already in all the way there. Fantastic. Next step, we need to now do our little outside line, and what that will do is it will fix this part in. So I can now mark this, and I've done it here with felt tips so that all my students could see it, but obviously you can mark it with tailor's chalk like this, or you can do it with like one of those markers that disappears after a while, so that you can then sew this down. And we're going to do exactly that on here. We are going to sew from here all the way down and going to secure there. At this point, the other insert isn't underneath this yet. We stitch this down and that looks superb. I find that the easiest way for students anyway. So now I've got this in. The next bit is to simply take my insert. This is the slightly longer one, so that it ends right in that as well. The same height, right? And I've just placed this under and then stitched it to where the zip is. Just stitched it on, and you can see, I mean, I didn't do this very well. Can you see how wibbly wobbly it is? It doesn't matter because you don't see it from the outside. It just needs to be attached to there, and then you've got your under insert in, and actually that is like your zip done. The only thing that's left to do here is, oops, let's move this over, is to secure it, of course, to here. So what you can do is you can put a tack underneath it. You can also put the typical jeans tag on here. And then as final step, I've top stitched this all the way up to this point. So when you look at your jeans, you very often find in this area this double stitch, and that is why, because they've done it like that. And that's my beautiful zip. I wouldn't use something like this though. This is far too big. I've only used this because it's all I had. And you know, I bought these ages ago. I've got about 12 of these, so I thought I might as well use them up to show you how to do a zip. And from the inside, ta-da, also very nice. You got it all clean. You got that one, got the stitch there, and this will just come over a little bit like that. That's absolutely fine. So there we go, jean zip done. I hope you're back next week when I'm going to show you how to do a plain open zip. Bye and see you next time.